I went into the military right out of ROTC. I get a second lieutenant commission, stayed in 20 years. Part of that was in infantry airborne ranger units, and my body took a lot of beating in those days. Tour in Vietnam, a tour in Korea, 2 tours in Germany, a lot of movement, family upholding and stuff like that. And so when I got out of the service, I went into commercial world with EDS. I was a project manager there for a number of years, and also teaching online at a university. But my health was not too well, it's getting worse, to say the truth. And I decided, well, I need to move to Florida and really enjoy the weather, enjoy the air, and do a lot of physical activities that I always like to do. Well, God had a different plan for me. I ended up with a series of injuries, a series of medications, a series of things. Started with rotator cuff surgery, a replacement of the right knee, replacement of the left hip, 2 screws in my shoulder, 3 different cancers. And I said, well, this isn't enjoying life at all. And a couple of doctors said, told me later on that after I've changed that they didn't think that they'd see me anymore after this last year. I entered 2022 in the worst shape I've ever been, laying on my back in bed because I'd just fallen again and I had a lot of bleeding. And I thought, God, just take me out of here. But then I said, I don't want to go out this way. I want to go out on top. And so I started recuperating with injury from the injuries. And I was at the pool one day, and the lady introduced me to the LifeWave patches, and her name is Jan Graham, and she subsequently became my sponsor. I was first patched on May 28th of 2022, and I didn't think what Jan would tell me was anything but a lot of hogwash. I mean, I couldn't believe that. It was miracle type things that she was telling me about. But I said, I'm going to try it. I've tried everything else. I got more bottles of medications that I bought online and never took them. And I still got full bottles in my drawer. And she patched me on the 28th of May, and I didn't feel much at all. However, my attitude started to change and my energy level started to change, and I was getting happy and I was smiling, and my mind started to start reacting. I wasn't as what I call the first stage of dementia. I felt like I was coming out of it and being able to do things that I'd like to do mentally. After I got my first order, I decided that X39 was going to be the motor that's going to drive all of my patches. And I looked at all the patches, and they all had something there that I could use because I had so many different issues with my body. But I decided that I was going to focus on belly fat. At that time, I was 235 pounds, and my waistline was 40 plus. Now, 5 months later, not 5 months later, I started to lose a little bit of weight. I could see my toes. Today, I'm at 36-inch waist. I've lost 50 pounds, and I make the story that the patches were making a difference. And I have been on those patches ever since. So it's been about 7 or 8 months since I've been using patches. I've had numerous back issues, injections, and lumbar lumpectomy surgery. This is all since I've been in Florida. You know, a wonderful place to live, but there's too many doctors around trying to take care of it. And I've had no back pain in 7 months. And I played golf for the first time, 13 months layoff. No pain on the golf course, no pain following the golf course, following a finish. I've had some of the skin cancer, the doctors were unbelievably surprised how quickly I had cured the cancer part and the issues that they had done to me. So that was a fast rate that they thought. And I just said, hey, it's just this. I just showed them the patch and said, oh, what's that? That's where I started the discussions going. Numbness in my hands and feet have gone away, and I'm using energy enhancers to help me along that way. Throughout the time, one of the things I got rid of was a damn mask on CPAP. I mean, I just couldn't handle that. It was wires all over me and tubes. And I tried all of the masks. None of them really helped. I mean, they helped, but it didn't, the comfort level was really low. I've been removing a lot of medications that I have been taking. For example, I'm off of sleeping pills. I'm using Silent Night as an alternative. Some of the major improvements in using X49 is muscle definition. And the other day I was at Ace Hardware and I saw this lady lift 2 40-pound bags of salt for our water softener. I said, well, when I go home, I'm pulling those out of the trunk of the car, and I'm going to try to do that. And I actually carried those damn things about 20 feet, one in each arm. And I said, I'm there. My arms are getting stronger. So
Tom, tell everybody how young you are.
Oh, I'm 86 right now, but I was 85 young when I got patched for the first time. And so one thing I noticed, my hair is growing back, but I got to tell David Smith that we should start getting the hair going back at the front of the skull, not at the back. I'm just buying more haircuts now, and I wanted to cover the areas that are shining in the sun, but I'm getting good vitamin D as a result of it. So I told you about my golf. The big thing in summary is that I had my annual physical in November. They took 8 vials of blood out of me in preparation for the testing for the yeah, and I'm still not over this cognitive stuff, but 8 vials of blood out of me for the oh damn, I'm having trouble today. The annual physical, and I saw to my primary physician, and he said, I can't tell you what was wrong. He says, all your markers are in the excellent or good range. He says, I can't give you any more advice. I said, well, how about giving me advice on what medications I should go off of? And so I've been on that kick around to try to get rid of the medications. Doctors were surprised. My cardiac surgeon, he didn't even recognize me. And a lot of people say, hey, you changed your life. I mean, you look so much different. But what I like to tell some of the people that are new, this is my logbook from May of last year. And I kept a log of everything that I had done and how I felt. And it was very important to motivate myself to keep going, because I could make an inventory of myself. But anyway, all of you are LifeWave people, and I think you got to make a LifeWave wave, and then just wave it like this. And as somebody says, what is that? And once you get that question, you can give them the answer and give them the whole life. And so it's been very successful for me so far. And I've gotten great help from my upline, Jan, and Sharon Arnold,